Hello and welcome to all participants in Python programming workshop. My name is Professor Amol Jagtap and I am your resource person for Python programming. Okay, so let's start this today's lecture. The lecture is based on how to give comments in Python programming, how to create variables, what are the different rules, and what are different data types in Python programming, also different number systems. Okay, so start. First, how to give comments in Python. In Python, comments can be used to explain Python code, make the code more readable, and prevent execution when testing code. Comments are of two types. One is single line comment and second multi-line comment. So how to give single line comment? For giving single line comment, we can give hash symbol before that statement. So that statement becomes a comment line. That means that statement does not get executed. It is only to make the code readable. This is a single line comment, hash. Okay, so next, how to give multi-line comment. In Python, actually, multi-line comments starts and ends with the triple, single or double quotes. For example, this is multi-line comment. Okay, this is in the triple quotes, double quotes. So, similarly, you can use single quote also. What is actually the meaning? This is the initialization of string, multi-line string, but there is no variable assigned to this string, so that string becomes a comment line in a Python. That means as long as the string is not assigned to a variable, Python will read the code but then ignore it, and that string become a multi-line comment. Okay, so we will see that all things in the PyCharm editor. Next one is the Python variables. Variables, what is variables? Variables are the containers for storing data values. Unlike other programming languages, Python has no command for declaring a variable. That means in Python we don't write any data type before any variable name. A variable is created at a moment you first assign a value to it. For example, that means if you want to initialize name, then give the name of the variable as a name is equal to, and in double quotes you can give any string. For example, Amol, that initialize the string variable. Variables do not need to declare with any particular data type and can even change data type after they have been set. That is the beauty of Python. That means we can give any data type. Actually, data type is automatically chosen by the Python's environment, and that data type must be changed afterward also. Okay, so here some examples. For example, my is equal to 21. Here my is a variable name and it is of type integer. That data type is automatically chosen by Python environment itself. We don't need to write data type name before variable my. Similarly, my is equal to double quotes first. So what is the data type of my? Here my becomes of type string. Let's print it, print my. Here my value is displayed as a first. So let's check that code on PyCharm. So first open the PyCharm. This is the PyCharm editor. I have created one project and now we have to create one Python file. So right click new and choose Python file here. Give the name to the Python file. For example, you can give 1 as a Python file name. 1 program. Okay, so enter one program. This is the name of your Python file. So write the code here. So what is the code we want to write? Suppose my is equal to, okay, so my is equal to 21. So now here my becomes automatically of type int. No need to write int here as a data type name. Next we want to print it. So how to print it? Using print function. So print, give the name of the variable. What is the name of the variable? My. Okay, no need to write semicolon at the end of the print statement in Python. Now let's run it. How to run it? Right click on the editor and run one program. Okay, so this program get executed, and what is the output? 21. Similarly, if you want to give another string, for example Amol, and let's check whether it works or not. So run program. Okay, so it works. That means now previously my is a variable name and its data type is int. Afterwards my is equal to initialize the value of type string. So my becomes, that my variable name becomes string type. So let's check what is the output. Output is a Amol, that is last value assigned to the my. Okay, so this is all about how to create variables. No need to write data type before variable name. It is automatically decided by your Python's environment, runtime environment. Okay, so move forward. Next, string variables can be initialized either by using single or double quotes. Okay, variable names must be start with a letter or underscore character. That is the rules. Similar to all other languages, variable name must start with the letter, that is alphabet, or underscore character only. No other special characters are allowed, otherwise it gives you error. Variable name cannot start with a number. Variable can be only contain alphanumeric characters and underscore. For example, A to Z, 0 to 9 and underscore is applicable. No other characters is applicable. That is another special character. Only one special character, that is underscore, is allowed. Variable names are case sensitive in Python. For example, name, first letter is capital and third all letters are in capital, are three different variables, treated as a three different variables. Okay, let's check whether it works or not. For that demo purpose, what I have to choose? First, Kedar. Here I am giving my as a capital my, here small my, and let's check print my. So here my is small. So what is the expected output? Amol. So let's check whether it runs properly or not. So let's check the output, Amol. Again print and give the name my. So let's check whether it executes or not. Okay, so second time, what is the output of my, that is capital My, Kedar. That means my is the name of the variable, but it is case sensitive. So my, capital My and small my, these are treated differently. Also, for example, small y and capital M is equal to, suppose, Samir. Now let's check whether it works or not. Print in double quotes small y, small m, capital Y, and run the program. So after running, my, small m and capital Y gives you Samir as a output. That means here in Python 3, my, small, capital My and small m, capital Y, all these are treated as a different variables of type string. We will see that part, how to identify the what is the data type of any particular variable. Okay, so move on. Next, that means variable names in Pythons are case sensitive. Python allows you to assign values to multiple variables in one line. That is also beauty of Python. That means x comma y comma z is equal to Amol comma Kedar comma Samir. Here x is assigned value Amol, y is assigned value Kedar, and z is assigned value Samir. You can print it and check it whether it works or not. So let's move to our PyCharm IDE. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to assign. So just remove all this code, delete it. Again, a, suppose a comma b comma c is equal to first Amol comma second is equal to Kedar, third is equal to Samir. Okay, so let's check whether it works or not. Print. What do you want to print? Name C. So what is the expected output? Samir. Let's check it works or not. Okay, so what it gives you? Samir. That is output of C. If you want to print the value of B, then write print B, execute it and check whether it works or not. So Kedar is the expected output. That means in a single line we can initialize multiple variables. Okay, move on. You can also assign the same value to the multiple variables in one line. That is also one of the beauty of Python. That means x is equal to y, y is equal to z, z is equal to Amol. So all x, y, z, three variables of type string assign same value, that is Amol, at the same line. That means we can assign same value to the multiple variables in one line. Okay, so print x. Okay, so we can also check it whether it works or not. So here, what is the code? A is equal to B, then B is equal to C, and C is equal to Amol. Remove all other parts. Okay. Also, here we can give semicolon also. So print B. Okay, let's check it works or not. So what is the result? Amol. So print C. It also gives the same result. So run it and check it. Okay. So three variables A, B and C assign the same value Amol. That is another beauty of Python. Let's move on. Okay. Next, different ways to print variables using print function. How to print different variables? Python print function is often used to output variables. To combine both text and variables, Python uses plus character or comma character as well. So if string is x is equal to hello students, print good morning, that is one string, concatenated with x variable plus x, it gives you result as a hello student, a good morning, hello student, like this. As well as you can use print good morning comma x. This is also valid, similar to your C language syntax. This plus is similar to your Java syntax. Both are valid. That means you can concat any strings, two strings using plus operator. Okay, so let's move on. For two numbers, plus operator works as an addition operator, while for the two string, plus operator work as a concatenation of two string. Okay, let's check taking one example. Okay, so we can directly move to our PyCharm IDE and check whether it works or not. So I will create new Python file here. So how to create it? Right click on the project, then new, and then new in choose Python file, give the name to the second program and press enter. It creates your second program. So what we want to see here, first we can concat the two strings and afterward concat two numbers, and third part concat one string with the one number using plus operator as well as comma operator. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, here first create one string, a is equal to suppose hello. Next print. Inside print you can use one string hi, then plus operator and name of the variable a. Okay, so let's check hi plus a, it works or not. Run it. What is the output? Hi hello. There is no space because you can give the space in the double quotes, and again run it and check whether it works. Okay, so hi hello, this is the output. Second one, this is concatenation of two strings. Then it is similarly we can use comma operator. For example, hi space comma and name of the variable. So what is the name of the variable? A. Choose the name of the variable and then give the semicolon. Okay, semicolon is optional. You can give the semicolon or you cannot give the semicolon in Python. Both works properly. So run it. Okay, so what is the output? Hi hello two times. Okay, so it works. Okay, second, what is the second? You can take one variable, so give the comment. So comment, single line comment using hash key. So use comment. What is the comment? Two number addition. Okay, so first take the variable b is equal to suppose 20. That means b variable of type integer. Next print. You can directly b and take another variable c of type int and assign the value 30. Now just b plus c and check whether it works or not. Next you want to give multi-line comment to these three lines. So how to give comment, multi-line comment? That is three single double quotes or single quotes. Similarly three single quotes. That means three single quotes gives the multi-line comments, while you can give single line comment by using hash character. So let's check. B is equal to 20, C is equal to 30, print B plus C, whether it concates or it gives you addition. So let's check. Okay, so what it gives you? It gives you 50 as concatenation B plus C. Here plus operator works on the two operand B and C, both of types int, so it becomes concatenation operation. Okay guys, understood two strings concatenation and two variable concatenation, variables integer type using plus operator. Now let's move further. What is the thing? One string and one integer in print function. Let's move. So how to give this type of thing? Suppose C, assign the value to the C as a mole and B is of type 20. Okay, so I will copy this same, cut it, same code and paste here, paste it. Now check one is string type, one is integer type. What it gives you? Run it. Oh, it gives you error. And what is the type of error? Type error. That means it is related to data types. What is the message? This is the message. Okay, this is a type error. This is a class, and this is the message, error message. In which line? Line number 9. Error occurs at the line number 9 of which program? To program.py in module print b plus c. Here is the error occurs. That means it gives you all proper message, error message. You just read it properly and understood. So what we understood? Unsupported operand types for plus. For plus operator, it is b and c are two unsupported operand types, int and string. That means in Python we cannot concat integer with string directly using plus operator in print function. Understood? Okay, so if you want, there is another way. Okay, we will see that later on. So what you understood initially, we can concat two strings using plus operator, we can add two integers using plus operator, but we cannot concat or int because it is confused. Plus operator is overloaded and it is confused whether to concat or whether to add two numbers, because it is one is number and one is string. Okay, so guys, we will move onwards. So but if we try to combine a string and a number, Python will give you error. Okay, we will see this part. When you use one string with comma, it gives you proper result because it does not gives you any error. Hello student plus x. Let's move and check whether it works or not. Okay, so it gives you error. Okay, but using comma operator. So what we have to do? Just remove this code and write one code again. One is integer, suppose 21, and print. Inside print, one is string, suppose hello, comma a. So now let's check whether it works or not. Run. Okay, so it works. Hello 21. So it works. Comma operator works. Now let's move on. Print function always ends with the /n. If you want to change it, use end star that prints plus at the end. That means in Python, every time printf functions ends with the /n. That means cursor goes to the next line. Okay, and that is, if you want to change it, you does not want /n, then you can choose any character as a end is equal to, and you can write any character which you want. So let's check whether it works using PyCharm IDE. So guys, we want to create new file in your Python project. So right click on your project, new Python file, give the name as a third program, press enter. It creates your third tab is open, 3program.py. Python's extension, file extension is a py. Now okay, now what we want to do, we want to check whether it works. Print function. So print hello on the first line, then print student on second line. So just run it and check what is the output. So what is the output? Output is a hello on the first line. Automatically cursor goes to the new line and print student on the second line. No need to write /n explicitly. It is automatically done in Python. That is, end character is by default /n. That is new line. Okay, after student also this student get print on this line, second line, and cursor goes to the third line because it automatically gives /n. If you don't want /n, so what is the option? End. So end character. What is the end character? Suppose you want end character as a star, so just end star. That means after hello star character get printed, and after that student get printed. Just run it. Okay, so hello star, because /n is not there, and automatically student get printed, and after that student /n is there, so one new line is printed here. That's all about the print function. So let's move. Another way similar to C language, using format specifiers such as %d, %s, %f for float, you can use in print function. This is also available. Similarly, that is a is equal to 10. We want to print value of a, so value of a is equal to %d, which is similar to C language notation. Don't write any comma or that, then use mod operator, and inside parenthesis write name of the variable. What it gives you? It gives you value of a, which is printed instead of format specifier %d. Okay, let's check it. Before that, second example. For example, a is equal to 21, b is equal to Amol. You want to print both. One is the integer type, another is a string type. Then you can use value of a is equal to %d and value of b is equal to %s. Double quotes complete, don't give comma, and directly use mod operator a comma b in parenthesis. So it gives you proper output. Guys, let's check whether it works or not using PyCharm ID. Okay, so here we want to check. So remove this code, delete it, and write our code. What is the code? Printf using format specifier. Okay, so just a, give the value to the a variable, that is 21. I want to print a is equal to what? %d. Don't give anything, and in parenthesis write the name of the variable. Okay, so is it correct? Just check it. Oh no, it gives you error. Why error occurs? Because print a is equal to %d, double quotes complete, just a. But this is not the notation. Type error. String object is not callable. Okay, so what is this error? Due to what? Mod operator is remaining. Okay, just move on. Check it. Okay, yeah, it gives you correct answer. Here we don't write mod operator before parenthesis. It is compulsory. That means a is a of type variable. It contains value 21 of type int, and that int 21 is printed instead of %d. Okay guys, understood? But don't give semicolon. Oh yes, we give semicolon. So what it gives you? It gives you red marks. That means it is some syntactical error. So here syntax, invalid syntax. So there is no comma in this Python language. Understood how to print any variable's value using format specifier. If you want to print 2, suppose b, and b is equal to what? Of types Amol, that is string type. Now a is equal to %d message, and b is equal to %s, because b is of type string, so format specifier is %s. So first is a comma, second is b. So inside parenthesis a comma b, name of the variable, and before parenthesis there is a mod operator. Now let's check, run the program and check whether it works or not. Yes, it gives you proper output. A is equal to 21 and b is equal to Amol. Yes. Okay, so we can display any two variables value using that format specifier inside the print function. Okay, so move on. Actually you can use comma operator also, it also works. So check it. Instead of %d, what we want to do, comma a and b is equal to remove per format specifiers, then remove percent and only comma b. Okay, so let's check whether it works or not. Comma operator is required. Okay, what happens here? Also one comma operator is required, means a is equal to comma a comma b and b is equal to b. Run it. Okay, it also gives you same result. That means instead of format specifier you can use comma operator also, and we will check it works or not. These are the different ways to print different values, variables using print function. Guys, I think you understand all the different ways. So let's move on. That is Python data types. Data types. What is data types? Data types are used to tell the language translator. Here language translator is interpreter in Python language. So language translator, what type of data you are storing into the variable and how much memory get reserved. Python has following built-in data types. Understood? Data types? Data types actually used to tell the translator, language translator, what type of data you are storing into the variable. What type? That is integer, float, string, and how much memory get reserved for that type of variable. That is actually tell by the data type to the language translator. Okay, Python has the following built-in data types. By default, actually in Python all the data types are by default class. Understood? Actually all data types are class, but we will see later on. But first focus on built-in data types. First, text type, that is string. Numeric types, there are three different numeric types are there: int, float and complex. Sequence type, list, tuple and range. These are the sequence types are there. Mapping type, that is dictionary. Set type, that is set. All these types we will see later on. Boolean type, that is bool. These are built-in data types available in Python. Actually all these are the class types. You can get data type of any variable by using type function or type method. So let's check what is the data type of which variable, because in Python we don't need to write data type before the name of variable name. So to check it, use the method type. Okay, so let's check whether it works or not by using our PyCharm IDE. So create new Python file, give the name for program. Now we can check a is equal to 3.3, that is it is a float type. We want to check what is the type of a variable. So how to check? Print, inside print which method? Type. Inside type method pass the name of the variable. What is the name of the variable? A is the name of the variable. Okay, so just run this program and check the output. So what is the output? Output is class. What is the type of A? Actually A is of type class. Everything in Python is in the form of object, that is class. A is an instance of a class. Okay, that is object. And what is the class type? That is name of the class. That is name of the class float. Okay, let's move on. Second, b is equal to Amol and print b. So what is the type of b? Let's run it. So what is the type of O? It gives you Amol because we don't write type method here. So write type the name of the method, and inside the name pass the argument to the type function as a b, which data type we want to find, which of the. So what is the data type? Class. Str means string type. So b is of type string. So in this way, using type method, we can find which data type of b is of a type string, but actually it is a class type, and name of the class is a string. Okay, understood? Let's move. So print and type method gives you data type of that particular variable. Python numbers. Developer must write code. Okay, so there are three different numerical types in Python. First is a integer, second float, third is a complex. Int data type, that is, it is a whole number. There is no any decimal point in that number. That is positive or negative, without decimal, of unlimited length. That is the beauty of Python. In Python, what is the range of integer data type? No range. In every other language, there is a range for int. That is, in C language, integer having range, that is 32,768 to minus 32,768. That is the range. The range is not there in Python. Okay. Then float data type, that is floating point number, positive or negative, both containing one decimal point. Then float can be also scientific number with an e to indicate the power of 10. So you can also initialize it using z is equal to minus 21.6 e to 1021. That means 6 10 raised to 21. Print type z, you can find the type of that number also. Complex number can be written with the j as an imaginary part. For example, x is equal to 3.5j or x is equal to 21j, etc. That is the complex number. So just check whether. Okay, so how to check it? First create Python file, new Python file, then give the number as a 5 program. After 5 program, you can give any float number. Suppose you want any imaginary number, then wow 21j. Okay, j indicates imaginary number. So print it, print a, and check whether it works or not. Run it. Okay, 21j. Let's check the type of that variable a. So how to check the type? Type method, pass the argument as a, name of the variable. So now run the program and check whether it works or not. So class of type complex. So a is of type complex. Also, if you want to check b, okay, so 11.11 and check type of b. So b of type, I want to give comment here for third line using hash character. So run it. So what is the class of type float? Then third, integer number, c is equal to integer 99999. So how many number? Okay, so just display it. Okay, so just give comment line. So these are the non-executable statements in Python. And print, what do you want to print? Value of C, which is of type integer. So is it works? Yes, it works. So it gives you, it can store any number which is capable of that memory of your current laptop or machine. That much amount of number you can store. You can also check it by using D is equal to C plus 1. Okay, and just display the D number. So run it. So this is the number. So there is no range applicable for the Python's numbers. Okay, so move on. Type conversion and random number. So you can convert one type to another with the int, float and complex functions, or it is actually constructor. Int, float and complex, these are the actually class type, and these are the constructor, that is name of functions having same name as that of the class name is called as the constructors. These are the built-in. So x is equal to 21, f is equal to float x. F gets converted into float by using float constructor. That means x is the initially integer type. We can convert it into float and assign to any variable f and print it. Okay. Similarly, and check the type of f. Okay. So you can convert any float to int, into float, double, string, anything. Okay. Let's check using PyCharm IDE. Right click, new file, then 6 program, right click, again new Python file, 6 program, enter. Okay, it creates 6 program.py file. In this, what we want to do, we want to convert. Suppose a is equal to 21 of type int, then you want to convert it into float. So use float method, okay, or constructor. Change the value of a to float type and assign to which variable? B or any variable name, and check print B. So what is the result? Run it and check the result. So 21 now becomes 20.0, that is float type. You want to check it, what is the type of B? So print, and inside print type, inside type you can give the B. What is the type of B? Okay, so what is the type of B? Type of B is float, and 21 is the B's value. Before converting, you want to check the type of A, print, okay, and type of A. So type of A and run it. So what is the type of A? Integer class of type int. So that is called as typecasting, to convert one type into another, that is float to integer, into float, into string, and so on. Let's move to the next point, that is random number. Python does not have random method or function to make a random number, but Python has a built-in module called as random that can be used to make random numbers. Okay, for that you have to first import that module, import random, then print random range and give the number which you want in between start and end number 1 to 100, that get printed. Okay, so check it using PyCharm IDE. Create new file, Python file, give the name 7 program, press enter, which creates your Python file. Then use import random, okay, then you want to print random. Okay, a is equal to random module name dot range function. What is the range? Starting and 1 comma 99. Okay, and you want to print it. Print a. What is the random number? That is change as per the execution to execution. It is change. It is 16. Now suppose again run it and check whether it's same or different. It gives you 75. Using this random module, we can import first, then use range method, which pass the argument 1 comma 99, that is starting and ending number, and then print a, which print the random value between 1 to 99. Okay guys, I think you understand everything. Then thank you for watching.